Okay, so today we're going to start learning about the War of 1812. Normally I don't actually get this far in social studies, so this is quite exciting. I'm on page 240 if you have your book at home. Have you been caught in the middle when two friends were fighting? In some ways, that's what happened to the United States in the early 1800s. France and Great Britain were at war. The United States wanted to stay neutral, but the warring countries made that nearly impossible. Neutral, remember, you're kind of in the middle, you're not on a side. Leading up to the war. In this war, neither side wanted its enemy to trade with the United States. Like, if we're both friends with Drake, for example, I don't want you doing your own deal with Drake because I don't want Drake to deal with you. I want Drake to only deal with me, kind of type of thing. So, both Great Britain and France threatened to attack American ships and take their cargo. So because they also think about it, if France is trading with America, America is also trading with France. So the Britons want to attack their ships. Both France and Great Britain threatened to attack American ships and take their cargo. Great Britain also blockaded French ports so the United States could not ship goods to and from France. Great Britain also angered the United States when it began capturing sailors from American ships. The impressment of these sailors meant that they were forced to work on British ships. Many of these sailors were United States citizens. Americans believed the British had no right to take these men, obviously. Great Britain and the United States were also in conflict over the Northwest Territory. Remember, that's like the area after the Appalachians, on the other side of the Appalachians near the Ohio River Valley. After the American Revolution, the British had agreed to leave this area, but in the early 1800s, British soldiers remained in what is now Canada. So I said it was where Ohio was, but it'd be up and down as well, so Canada would be part of that, which Great Britain controlled. Americans believed that the soldiers were supplying weapons to Native Americans. Tecumseh, which you've probably heard of Tecumseh Library or the Tecumseh Street Bridge, that is an important Native American in our area. Tecumseh, a Shawnee leader, and his brother, known as Prophet, were working to unite Native Americans. If Native Americans fought together, they might be able to drive settlers out of the Northwest Territory. By the fall of 1811, many Native Americans supported Tecumseh. They gathered near the Tippecanoe River, which Tippecanoe is near us, I can't read my book. They gathered near the Tippecanoe River in Indiana Territory. Tecumseh was away recruiting other Native Americans. The Prophet decided to attack nearby United States troops. William Henry Harrison, the governor of the Northwest Territory, led American soldiers against the Prophet. The battle was seen as a victory for the United States. Afterwards, Tecumseh joined British allies in Canada. So some things we know. British gave weapons to Native Americans, and Tecumseh unites Native Americans against the settlers. Henry Harrison, defeats the Native Americans, and Tecumseh joins the British allies in Canada. War with Great Britain begins. I'm going to read this page and be done. In 1809, James Madison became president. He tried to keep the nation neutral. However, a group of congressmen called the War Hawks argued in favor of war against Great Britain. Henry Clay from South Carolina was a leader of this group. Most of the War Hawks lived in the West and in the South. One reason the War Hawks wanted war because of the British attacks on American ships. They also believed that the United States could force the British out of Canada. If the British left Canada, they thought the United States would have more land for settlers and fewer conflicts with Native Americans. In June 1812, President Madison gave in to the War Hawks. Congress declared war on Great Britain. Remember, we just had war with Great Britain. The Revolution. The War at Sea. Early in the war, the United States tried several times to invade Canada but did not succeed. However, the small United States Navy did win some important victories over the powerful British Navy. The American warship, the USS Constitution, defeated a British warship. The wooden sides of the Constitution were so thick that the British cannonballs seemed to bounce off them. For this, the old ship, which still exists today, which is awesome, earned the nickname Old Ironsides. Another important naval victory was fought on Lake Erie, which is one of the Great Lakes. Oliver Hazard Perry commanded American ships in the battle that lasted several hours. At the end of it, Perry sent a message to General William Henry Harrison, and Perry said, "We have met the enemy and they are ours." So we know that the U.S. Navy was small, but it proved to be strong. So we're fighting with Britain again.